pressure, expectations, and finding out what you're made of. All of those things come into play when you have a top 5 showdown at this point in the season. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Auburn Tigers, Jordan-Hare Stadium, as we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on the winners of 7 straight, the Auburn Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Get us underway. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Scanning the field, it's Simmons. Got his man quickly. At the 35, he's loose. Wide open spaces. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. And so much for feeling each other out for a few plays. These guys come out spinning it.
All gas, no brakes. Come in and spin the magic bean on the opening play of the game, taking a shot. Doesn't get better than that if you're this quarterback.
The short hands, it's Odo. Oh, he's got some space. Out of bounds right at the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Seems as if these two have been on a collision course for a top 5 meeting like this. And big picture, guys, it can really help their playoff position.
Yeah, we all circled this game at the start of the year. We knew this one was going to have conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications too, David. So lots riding on this one, and may the best team win.
And this will be huge down the stretch. It gives you a shot in the arm. You prove your worth in this football game, and you start to build your case as you get to the end of the season of why you could possibly get to the best team in the country.
And the Rebels trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Thompson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Leaves it with the running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Let's talk for a second about Auburn. It's not the end of the world. This is not one of those be-all, end-all games that we used to have in a different era. But certainly for the winner, clear shot at a conference. Going to throw it over the top of the D. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Looked to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball,
intercepted, and the defense has set him up. What a nice play, and even with the short return, they're in scoring position at the 18.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Off play action on first down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Connection to the right. He goes to the ground, but not before a big pickup and a first down.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Looking to throw, it's Simmons. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So here comes the Auburn offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
And it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Simmons. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Now on second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
Back to throw, it's Newton. Gets rid of it. Grab near the marker, it's Simmons. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Auburn going to work with another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Trying to make magic with his feet. Oh, it's a fumble. They recover their own fumble. How in the world did the offense avoid that disaster? Here comes Auburn to the line on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Bust through behind his pad.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come over, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Auburn. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half when you're fighting to come back by by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. From their own 25-yard line. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. They have set the tone in this one already inside a minute to play in a wild first quarter. Dropping back, it's Simmons. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Working the middle.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on third down. Got it, looking for the first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. And off from the shotgun. And a short gain on this run, and that'll bring us to the end of the first. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. The Rebels with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Hands it off. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Rebels want to crank the tempo.
They run it, they get the first down, and look at the offense. Right back on the football, ready to crank this tempo up.
Working that left side. Turning it on. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Buys a little time with his feet. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
We're only in the first half already. This guy's got 2 TD passes, so you could see the defensive coaching staff on the sideline telling this D-line, guys, we got to get after this guy. We have to affect his rhythm and not let him be so comfortable back there. Right there, they were able to get after him. Let's see if they can keep it up.
To the air, it's Simmons. Right on the money. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Notre Dame went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Irish always get everyone's best punch, but today they took that punch and delivered a knockout of their own. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Powell. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, they're after him. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
To the air. It's Simmons. Fires to the big fella. Breaks into the open. Got some room in it to the goal line. Touchdown, Ole Miss! A great catch and run for 6. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. Power football with the run. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Finds his tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
Bring in the heat. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Auburn sends out the punting unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Back to throw, it's Simmons. Quickly complete. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. The Rebels moving quickly to the line. Looking downfield on first down. Complete to the left. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. And they've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
And the Rebels in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to throw again. Fires to the big fella. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
To the air on first down. Quick completion on the out route.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Wants to throw. It's Simmons. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Looking to throw on first down. He put some heat on that one down the middle. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Might be changing the route. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Tight end getting vertical. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to go up top on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Well, they're trying to hit the slant, right? That's a bang-bang type play. It's got to happen fast. Good throw. Receiver just couldn't come up with the catch.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the 2nd down misfire. Fires to the wideout. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Back to throw, it's Simmons. Looking to the big tight end. Got him downfield. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The Rebels looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Wants to throw on first down. Finds his big tight end. That throwing catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Touchdown, Rebels! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they did tack on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Thompson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Here's the handoff. And the run goes nowhere, and that'll send us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. We're just about ready to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
Looking to pass. It's Newton. Bought a little time. Lets it go. Finds the tight end. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Here comes the offense on first down. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43. Auburn ready to go back to work after getting another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man. It's Welsh. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels. Ball spotted at the 27. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the tight end. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Headed to the end zone. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Working that left side now. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. He'll take it himself. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Auburn!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is good. They still trail 35-14. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Big Ten action today. A couple of teams who have had this game circled on the calendar for some time. Penn State is going to enjoy the trip back to Happy Valley after a rock-solid performance. And you take care of business on the road, and you stack wins there in Beaver Stadium, and suddenly it's quite the resume. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. They stop him just a length or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. They'll try the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
Back to pass, it's Simmons. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Punt is on its way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled, you realize what's going on. Now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Quarterback making checks. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Gets it out fast. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. On the move. Hard running there.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Quickly out to the tight end. He gets down to the 25 before going out of bounds.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's patient, fights his way through all the traffic in the middle of the field, running that drag route, making it an easy completion for the quarterback.
Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half, it looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Handoff from the gun. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
There's the thing. Not a great run, but the offense has scored a ton of points. They haven't necessarily needed to have a strong running game in this one. Their quarterback right now is just playing lights out, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'd get back to throwing the ball.
Leaves it with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Here's the thing. I know this guy's not going to win the Heisman Trophy, but he's a pretty talented football player that's made big plays for this offense in the past. They have not had any success when they've given him chances so far in this game. And in the third quarter, you're getting a little nervous, I think, if you're the head coach, because he's a guy you need to have success if you're going to win.
And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Dropping back, it's Simmons. Throws to the wideout. Finds space on the right. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Got a man, it's Odom. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
The Rebels are on the move. To the air on first down. Flips it out in the flat. And that ball is live in the backfield. And they fumbled the thing out of bounds, but they maintained possession, but it'll be right at the previous line of scrimmage.
The defense is obviously trailing by a lot here in the second half. They need something big to happen to get back in.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. So now it's second and long. DB's right up on the receivers. Looking to throw again. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Tigers. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
How fast did this game just change? Offense in the lead with the football, looking great. Defense makes the big play. We've got ourselves a ball game now.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put them behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Grab near the marker. It's Watkins. There he goes. And the defense was on its heels after that long completion.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
The corners are walked up tight. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO, and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Full wide out set, two on either side on 2nd and 10. He leaves it with the back. Runs through a tackle. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Looking downfield, it's Simmons. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
After that incompletion on 3rd and short, it's going to be an interesting decision for the head coach because I know he believes in his guys to go get it here on 4th down and pad the lead, but if you kick a field goal, you make it a 2-possession game here in the 2nd half, and I think that's the right decision.
Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. First play of the drive comes from the 41. He wants to change this route. They'll start this drive with a pass. He's taking the deep shot. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've thrown 2 straight incompletions, and they just need to play pitch and catch on this next play. They're down a possession, and you don't have to necessarily get the 1st down right here, but if you don't get it, you've got to at least keep the 4th down manageable to give yourself an opportunity to keep pushing the ball down the field and give yourself a shot to win.
Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. 4th down, gotta have it here. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
Well, this certainly hasn't been a career day for the quarterback, right? He's thrown a couple of picks, hasn't thrown for a ton of yards, but his team is in position to win this game, and they need him to make plays now, a 2-minute situation, to pull this one out. He's got the talent to do it. Let's find out what he does.
And that's a great throw by this young man. Listen, he's had an up-and-down day, actually probably a little bit more down than up, but this is the big moment. This is where his team needs him to come through. Great start. Let's see if he can put this together, trailing late in this football game.
Yeah, and this is the time where I'm a defense. I'm slow to get up. I'm making sure I stay on that offensive player. I'm trying to eat up as much clock.
For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
Well, that's now this quarterback's second pick in the fourth quarter. And he's battling. He's fighting. They're obviously down in this game. He's trying to make it happen. Just some bad decisions here late. It looks like he's pressing.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the...
There he goes. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Well, look, this quarterback has struggled a little bit in this game with interceptions. Maybe he was being too greedy early on. That time made a real good decision. I'll tell you what, that's a nice catch by the running back because that ball's in the air a long time. You're throwing it all the way out to the flat like...
Gets away from one, finds some space. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. And the Rebels just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. To throw, it's Romero. Can't connect on his first throw.
Ooh, you're living dangerously now. You've got the lead late in the game. Don't do anything to turn it over. They almost did throwing it there. If I'm the head coach now, I'm thinking, man, let's just run the ball.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Makes the catch. It's Lacy. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And the quarterback's just going to take a knee.